Today we are going to see an interesting prose, I Can't Climb Trees Anymore, written by Ruskin Bond. Here, I refers to the narrator or visitor. He is the narrator as well as he is the visitor. Why the narrator is telling he couldn't climb trees anymore? What may be the reason? He may be an old age man or he may be injured. What kind of tree it may be? It may be a mango tree or a pine tree or a banyan tree or jackfruit tree. Let's see what kind of tree when we come across the lesson. Let's see what are all the benefits of a tree. Trees are home to different birds and insects. Trees have a big role in bringing rain. Without trees, the climate would be drier and hotter. Trees provide shade and keeps the temperature cool. Then trees give us medicine which can cure us when we are sick. Trees protect the soil from erosion and landslides. Trees give fruits. Trees take in carbon dioxide and give out oxygen, which is necessary and important for life. Next, we are going to see about the author. Ruskin Bond was born on 19th May 1934. He is an award-winning Indian author of British descent. Here, descent means his origin. He is much renowned for his role in promoting children's literature in India. Here, renowned means famous or well known. So, Ruskin Bond is much famous for his role in promoting children's literature in India. The Indian Council for Child Education has recognized his role in the growth of children's literature in India. He got the Sahitya Akademi Award in 1992 for writing the famous book Our Trees Still Grow in Decra. He was awarded the Padma Shri in the year 1999 and Padma Bhushan in the year 2014. As a prolific writer, here prolific means creative writer. He has written over 500 short stories, essays and novels. His popular novel, The Blue Umbrella, was made into a Hindi film and was awarded the National Film Award for the Best Children's Film in 2007. Now, let's see what the story about. The story highlights the importance of childhood days in shaping the character of a person. It deals with the wistful. Here, wistful means nostalgic. So, a nostalgic feeling can involve home and family, but it can also involve a longing for long gone moments. In other words, nostalgic means longing for or thinking fondly of a past time or condition. So, this prose deals with the nostalgic memories of the joyful days in the life of a man and his present friendship with a little girl, enabling him to refresh those memories. Read the story given below. Find out why the narrator feels that he can't climb. Let me read the first paragraph and later I will give you the explanation. He stood on the grass verge by the side of the road and looked over the garden wall at the old house. It hadn't changed much. The old house, built with solid blocks of granite, wasn't altered at all, but there was a new outhouse, but there were fewer trees. He was glad to see that the jackfruit tree still stood at the side of the building, casting its shade on the wall. He remembered his grandmother saying, "Here, verge means at the edge, outhouse means a building near to main building." The narrator stood on the grass on the side of the road and looked at the old house. The house looked almost the same, and it hadn't changed much. The old house was built with granite, and no changes were made to it, but there was a new outhouse and few trees chopped down. But the narrator was happy to see the jackfruit tree, which was still there at the side of the building. The tree was casting the shade on the wall. The author still remembered whatever his grandmother said. Let me read the next paragraph. A blessing rests on the house where the shadow of a tree falls, and so the present owners must also be receiving the tree's blessings. At the spot where he stood, there had once been a turnstile, and as a boy he would swing on it, going round and round until he was quite dizzy. Now the turnstile was gone, the opening walled up. Tall hollyhocks grew on the other side of the wall. Here, turnstile means a mechanical gate consisting of revolving horizontal arms fixed to a vertical post, allowing only one person at a time to pass through. Dicey means faint or giddy. Hollyhocks means a tall Eurasian plant of the Mellow family with large showy flowers. Once his grandmother said that there is a blessing on the house if the shadow of trees falls on the house. So the narrator is thinking that the present owner is also getting the blessings from the same jackfruit tree. At the place where the narrator stood was a mechanical gate consisting of revolving horizontal arms fixed to a vertical post, allowing only one person at a time to pass through, and as any young boy, he used to swing on it. He played on it till he was giddy. But now there is no turnstile. That opening was covered with a wall. Here we can see the picture of turnstile. Tall hollyhocks had grown on the other side of the wall. Here we can see the picture of hollyhocks. So what is meant by hollyhocks? A tall Eurasian plant of the Mellow family with large showy flowers. Let me read the next paragraph. What are you looking at? It was an disembodied voice at first. Moments later, a girl stood framed between dark red hollyhocks, staring at the man. She was only 12 or 13, with lively eyes and long black hair. So what is meant by disembodied voice? Disembodied voice means of a sound lacking any obvious physical source. Suddenly, a voice came up asking him what he was seeing. It was a distinctive voice. A girl looked at the man from the hollyhocks. She was just 12 or 13 with long black hair and eyes full of energy. I am looking at the house. Is it yours? He asked. No, it is my father's. Why? Do you want to buy it? And what does your father do? He is only a colonel. Only a colonel? Well, he should have been a brigadier by now. The man burst out laughing. It is not funny, she said. Even Mummy says he should be a brigadier. What is mean by colonel? Colonel means a rank of officer in the army. Brigadier means a rank of officer in the British Army, above colonel. The man asked if the house was that girl's and that he was looking at it. She replied that it was her father's, and if the man wanted to buy it. The man asked what her father does. She replied that he is only a colonel. The man was surprised to hear the words only a colonel. Why this word only? The girl replied that he should have been a brigadier by then. The man, here the man refers to the narrator, laughed out without control. The girl was telling it seriously. She felt it was not funny, and that even her mother felt that her dad should have been a brigadier by this time. It was on the tip of his tongue to make a witty remark. Perhaps that's why he is still a colonel, but he did not want to give offense. They stood on either side of the wall, appraising each other. Do you want to buy it? No, he said. Here, appraising means assessing or evaluating. He just wanted to say something but stopped himself from saying as he didn't want anyone to be offended. He intended to make fun of the girl's father as he was still a colonel. The man and the girl were on either side of the wall, assessing each other. The girl asked again if the man wanted to buy the house. He said no. Here he refers to the narrator. He doesn't want to buy the house. Well, she said, if you don't want to buy the house, what are you looking at? I used to live here 25 years ago as a boy, as a young man, and then my grandmother died and we sold the house and went away. She was silent for a while, taking in this information. Then she said, and you did like to buy it back, but you don't have the money. He did not look very prosperous. Here, prosperous means flourishing. The girl insisted that if he doesn't want to buy the house, then why was he looking at the place? He told her that he used to stay in that house some 25 years ago when he was a boy and grew up as a young man there. Later, when his grandmother died, they sold the house and went away from there. She was trying to sink in what the man told her. She thought that maybe he wants to buy the house, but He didn't have enough money. The man didn't look wealthy now. No, I wasn't thinking of buying it back. Wanted to see it again. That's all. How long have you lived in it? Only 3 years, she smiled. Would you like to come in and look more closely? Wouldn't your parents mind? They have gone to the club. They won't mind. I am allowed to bring my friends home, even elderly friends like me. How old are you? The man told her. Here, the man refers to the narrator. So, the narrator told her that he was not thinking of buying back the house and that he just wanted to see the house again. He asked her how long they had lived here. She said that she lived there for only 3 years and gave a smile to the man. She asked if he would like to come in and have a closer look at the house. The man asked if her parents would allow. She told him that they had gone to the club and that she was allowed to bring her friends home. He was still not convinced and said, if even elderly friends like him are allowed inside the house? She immediately asked how old he was. Oh, just middle-aged but feeling young today, and to prove it, he decided he did climb over the wall instead of going round to the gate. He got up on the wall all right, but had to rest there, breathing heavily. He said, here he refers to the narrator. So the narrator said maybe middle-aged, but he was young that day, and to prove that, he decided to climb over the wall instead of going through the gate. Though he could climb up on the wall, he had to take some rest as he was breathing heavily. Next, we are going to see summary. A visitor or the narrator watched the old house that had not changed. It was built with granite walls. It had a new outhouse with fewer trees. The jackfruit tree was still there, giving shade. His grandmother felt the shade was a blessing from the trees. As a boy, he used to swing on a turnstile going round and round. Now it was gone. The tall hollyhocks grew on the other side of the wall. A girl stood between the red hollyhocks, staring at the man. She was 12 or 13 years old, slim, with lovely eyes and long black hair. The girl asked the man whether he wanted to buy the house. The girl said it was her father's house and that he was a colonel. She says that her mother said that he should have become a brigadier. They stood on either side of the wall, apprising each other. The man said that he looked at the house because he lived there once and they had sold the house after his grandmother's death. She asked whether he would like to buy the house then. Later, she realized he didn't have the money as he didn't look prosperous. He said he only wanted to see it, and the girl said that they had lived there for 3 years. She called him in to have a better view of the house and that her parents wouldn't mind. She finds that he is middle-aged. He climbed the wall, got up on the wall and rested breathing heavily. Shall we see some questions for your better understanding? Question number 1. What was the old house built with? The old house was built with solid blocks of granite, which wasn't altered at all. Second question. Does the narrator still live in the house? No. The narrator had sold his house after his grandmother's death and went away. Question number 3. Explain. Blessings rest on the house where the shadow of a tree falls. It shows the importance of trees to a house. The tree keeps on yielding fruits and gives shade. Fourth question. What did the writer observe about the house? The house was not altered, but there was a new outhouse and fewer trees. The turnstile was gone and the opening walled up. Question number 5. What was the local superstition about trees? If the shadow of a tree falls on the house, then the house will be a blessed one. Sixth question. What did the narrator do with the turnstile when he was a boy? As a boy, the narrator would swing on it, going round and round until he was quite dizzy. Question number 7. Who is the owner of the house now? A colonel, the father of the little girl, is the owner of the house. I have enclosed the classbook instructions in the PDF. Kindly refer it. So now we have reached the end of this session. Thank you.